Well, the first problem I had was previously they only filed a single page, being the balance sheet, which, although interesting, doesn't give enough information. What has now been filed are the full audited accounts, which run to 19 pages, and this gives us significantly more audited information than what would have been previously available.
But not enough for you?
Well, what this does confirm is pretty much what we were told 2 years ago in terms of the structuring of the deal, except this is now in black and white with all the technicolor detail. What we cannot learn from this is what exactly the money is being used for. I've been asking this question for the last 2 years. This company raised £300 million. The government received £275 million. In his budget reply this month, the Chief Minister revealed £30 million had gone to the Gibraltar International Bank. But what of the remaining £245 million? We still don't know what is being done with that money or even where it is. And I think, in any democracy in the world, this level of borrowing and this kind of cash, we would expect to have full transparency.
Well, if the government were to say, well, look, this company is being run in a certain way, we're making investments, and it would not be a good deal for the taxpayer if we were to lose our competitive advantage by revealing where we're investing the money publicly, would that not be a good enough reason for you?
Well, it wouldn't be a good enough reason, but they're not even saying that. They're just not saying. They're not saying, look, we have 10 projects, we can't tell you which ones, but we have 10 projects. They haven't said a word as to what it is they're doing with the money. We heard some talk of reclamation projects, but since then nothing has actually come about in terms of an explanation for what they're doing with this kind of money. And it's a significant amount of money. This is more technically almost as much as our national debt, our official national debt. Even though the government will deny this is borrowing, I obviously will continue to say this is borrowing, because if this company defaults, the government will have to pick up the bill.
The audited accounts show a turnover of around 14 million and operating profits of around 3 million. These are good statistics, aren't they?
Well, you have to remember that this entity is actually designed to generate a profit. It has to generate a profit in order to repay the 300 million borrowings. If it didn't, then there would be significant issues. Anybody who reads the accounts will be able to see that at the current level of profits, in fact, that would in itself wouldn't be sufficient to repay 300 million of borrowing over 30 years. I suspect there will be other elements of the income stream, being the rent on housing estates and this housing allowance of 10 million, which is paid annually, which will have to increase as well in order to, at the end of the 31-year period, repay the interest, which would be about another 300 million, and the principal 300 million. Yeah.